Hi and welcome to cheekyricho's 2 foot long meatball sub. Just like they make at Subway, only it's going to be 2 foot long. The ingredients are in the recipe box below, so let's get started. We've prepared all our salad vegetables that we're going to be using and we're just going to pop them into the fridge to keep them chilled. We have some little preservative free meatballs and we have a 2 foot long sub. It's the biggest one I could find. I would make it myself, but my oven isn't that deep. First thing we're going to do is add a little oil to our pan, give that a swish around, and we're going to add our meatballs and brown them off. You could make the meatballs yourself, but it was actually cheaper to buy them like this. And look, the work you saved yourself. So we just want to get a bit of colour on these. They don't have to be cooked through because we're going to actually pop them back into our tomato sauce when we make it. And these little guys have been cooking for about 5 minutes. They're nowhere near cooked, but they have imparted some nice flavouring into that pan. So you take them out, see how incredibly lean they are. There's mostly moisture out in that pan. Now we're going to add the remaining olive oil, our onion, some veggie salt, which will bring out the moisture in the onion, some cracked pepper, and we're just going to toss that around until it just starts to cook. Then we'll be adding homemade beef stock and our cheekyricho homemade tomato paste. It's all natural, absolutely delicious. Uses up those tomatoes before they go off on you. It's a very, very healthy alternative for lunch. So there, just sweat it off nicely. So it's in with our tomatoes. So we've got heaps of tomatoes here. Probably miles too much, but we've got to sweat this whole lot right down. I'm not worried about taking the seeds out and I'm not worried about taking the skin off. Now I'm just going to send in our garlic, just some crushed garlic, our Italian dried seasoning and our beef stock. Now I have made this beef stock myself, chilled it and then removed the fat from it, so it's very, very lean. The only thing left behind is the flavour. Now we need to reduce this right down to a pulpy, syrupy sauce. To keep this stirring, we want to reduce this right down so it's really quite syrupy and all of those vegetables are broken down. The wider the pan that you use, the better off you are because it allows for more evaporation, and that's what we're after. By reducing the water out of these tomatoes, what you're effectively doing is intensifying the flavour, and it'll be a meatball sublime. Those dried Italian herbs have rehydrated and this is smelling pretty fine. Reduced down quite a bit. Now we're just going to add homemade tomato paste and mix that through. Keep cooking it down until it's really quite syrupy. You don't want your meatball sub to get all soggy, so you need to reduce as much moisture out of this as possible. Okay, after 30 minutes of cooking, this is what you should have. You can see how rich and thick that is. We're just going to add our meatballs back into the mix, including the juice that has emitted from the meatballs, because there's a lot of flavour in that. It's almost like a beef stock in itself. And we're going to continue to cook these until they're well done. At the same time, it'll be imparting meat flavour into the sauce, and the sauce will be imparting sauce flavour into the meatballs. Nearly ready to assemble it. Okay, our meatballs are well and truly cooked now. We're just going to add our chopped parsley. Last thing, we still want to retain a little bit of the colour there, and turn it off. So all in all, from start to finish, we've been looking at about 35 minutes of cooking time. Time to assemble our sub. So we're going to cut into our bread roll. Now this is a crusty baguette. It's very big, and we're going to be popping in all of the salads that you would have if you went to the sandwich bar. So just pop that out one side. So we'll start off, we'll have our cheese. Then we're putting in some lettuce. I don't have a breadboard long enough to do this. Our bell pepper or capsicum. Some of our little cherry tomatoes out of our garden. Now Richo's a chili sook, so he's not going to have any of the jalapeños, but I love them. Some raw onion. He does like that though. Olives, and then our meatball with the juice. Okay, so the next time those ravenous teenagers want to know what's fit in it, just tell them you're just going to make them a roll. Watch their eyes pop out when they see it. It's hardly fast food because we've made it from scratch, but it's the ultimate dude food. Look at that. You don't get that many meatballs at Subway. Now we just lay some of our sauce all on the top. I've got a feeling you're going to be eating this with a knife and fork. And there's enough leftovers there for spaghetti for lunch tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration of cheekyricho's 2 foot long sub. If you'd like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, just check out our cheekyricho channel. And don't forget to please subscribe. And do come back and visit us again soon. We have so much more to show you and we're uploading lots of videos every week. Now a little pepper on that. And that is ready to eat. Top on it. And squash it in. Yum, yum. cheekyricho's 2 foot long meatball sub. Thanks for watching. cheekyricho's 2 foot long meatball sub.